Hello YouTube, Blacksmith 64. First of our series in Blacksmithing 101. So today what we're going to be doing is drawing out a piece of 3/8 inch square stock from straight down to a taper. Then we're going to take that taper and we're going to turn it round. This is something that's used a lot when you're making S-hooks, all kinds of hooks. You want them decorative, you want them to look a little bit different. You don't want to keep that square cross section, you want to turn it round. So this is how we're going to do it. First thing, of course, get your fire started, get a piece. I usually cut them around 18 inches. Make sure you have a pair of tongs ready because that heat will creep up. So you either keep cooling it in your slack tub or hold it with a set of tongs, which is usually what I do. So let's get to it. Okay, so now we're starting to get a nice taper on this. See, it's fairly even, still needs a bit of touching up, but it's getting too cold for me to work right now. So I'm going to put it back in the fire and then we'll come back in a few minutes. Now don't forget, there's an important consideration when you're heating metal at this point. The tip is very, very thin, and that means it's prone to melting faster. So the back part of it, where it's thicker, is going to take a lot longer to heat. But in so doing, you could literally melt off the tip of your steel. So let it sit in the fire a little bit longer, just to make that heat even out a little bit more. Let's go take a look, see what it looks like now. Okay, this is nice. Nice color. I have to work fast these days because it's cold in here. My anvil is cold. It's literally sucking the heat right out of my work. So that's not bad. It's fairly straight. Look at it down the long axis just to make sure. You want to straighten it out. And so at this point we have a nice gentle taper. Starts from about here, goes all the way up. Make sure that it's gradual. Now what we're going to do is we're going to round it. So pick a spot. I usually do this. I usually just take my my crossbeam and I give it a tap right where I want to start. So I'm going to start from there and I'll hang it over the edge of the anvil. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hammer down on the diamond, so this is on the square, this is on the diamond. So I'm going to hammer it down there, turn it over, hammer it down there, and I'm going to keep going. A lot of people, what they do is they rely on the anvil's back thrust to do the back pieces. That's not right. It will do it to a point, but not perfectly. So you've got to keep going. You have to work all four corners, not just two. Some people do that. So let's heat her up and we'll be back in a minute. So on the diamond, there's my mark. Where is it? Ah, there it is. Feel it right there. So I'm going to tap it down. Gentle, no need to be rough with it. Turn it sideways, do that edge. Turn it over, to that edge, until you get sort of an octagon almost. So even at this point, it doesn't look too bad. It looks workable. So now, I'm going to keep turning. Don't let it sit. Don't let your hammer hit twice the same spot. Now it's getting a little too cold. Back in the fire. Okay, we don't want it too hot right now, just because we're not actually doing much in the way of forging. We're not changing the cross section too much. We're just getting it round. So what you're doing is just tapping it. And this is very light. I'm not hitting it very hard at all. And notice I'm not swinging my hammer, over my head. This is not that sort of operation. Now at this point, it looks probably a little darker to you guys than just to me. But this is what we call a cleanup heat. The steel holds itself up better, and I can tap it to a nice smooth finish. There we go. So it's got a nice look to it. It's gone from square section down to like an octagonal, and then down to pure round, down to a point. And everything is fairly symmetrical, nice, smooth transition. That's what you want to look for. Now, in these areas here, you can actually tap these down a little bit if you want to get more of an octagonal shape. And just tap those diamonds down so that these lines flow better. There we go. So that's your basic operation. That's basically how to turn square stock into round, how to taper it as well, and how to make it look nice and smooth. That's pretty much it for this one. I hope you guys like this one, and I'll do another one very soon. So thank you for watching. Have a good day. Bye-bye now.